It looks pretty decent. There's a few cards I don't quite understand. I don't think this particular build is going to go long enough for research, and I'd like a second Beacon Boat in the main deck, probably over a Cannonade, but I'm not exactly sure. Other than that, I love every card in this deck. I saw a version of this deck, I believe it was from Rudy Briska, I probably pronounced that wrong, but had Drowned Catacombs so you could cast the back end of this. And I was thinking that was kind of interesting, but we're not playing that in this build. I wonder what the cost to just put 4 Drowned Catacombs in the deck would be, though. Because the back half of this is a way to, like, combat Carnage Tyrant. Or a problematic Planeswalker or whatever, but mostly Carnage Tyrant. And the back half's an instant as well, which is pretty cool. Fight with Fire could be better than Beacon Boat, but Beacon Boat has Jumpstart, which makes our Phoenixes better. Fight with Fire is a better card on just card-for-card basis, but is it better when you think about the synergies of this deck where we're constantly putting cards in our graveyard and stuff? So, like, if we don't need to Beacon Fire early, it's something that we can discard to, like, a Charter Course or a Discovery, like Surveil It or whatever, and then get some value out of it. I'm gonna go ahead and shock. But just on a card-for-card basis, Fight with Fire is better than Beacon Boat. Can't deny that. It is all synergy-based. The reason that Beacon Boat's in the deck. And it could still be worse, but I don't know that it is. Like, for example, if one of these cards was Fight with Fire, we would probably want to draw it based on what we're probably playing versus, which is probably playing versus some kind of mirror match. But we're certainly casting this. Both halves pack, like you said, both halves pump Drake too. I feel like I'm breathing really heavy tonight, and I'm not sure why. Hey, Aggro Fiend. There's just no chance that, well, Electromancer survived? That blows my little mind. Maybe they don't value Electromancer as much as I do? That can't be right. They have to value Electromancer that highly, right? Huh. Oh, hell. Just gonna draw 2 cards with the chart then. Can't believe they're ignoring Electromancer. Do they not have... Oh, they're Jeskai Control. That's not the deck we thought they were at all. Well, we're going to start with this because it's 1 red. I think I actually like this card enough to put it on top. Kind of choked on blue mana. But we're still kind of doing our thing. It's a good chance next turn that they're going to kill the Arclight with something. Kind of odd. I don't care a lot about that. Silhouette could be aggravating, I guess. Well, that was a good draw. We have another one, don't we? Oh, I thought we had two. How savage. Guess regardless, we can get the other one back with this. I still thought we had two. Not sure how we're 30 cards deep in our deck and still not found a third blue source. I think we scribed one to the bottom or put one in the graveyard or something, but... We know we want to kill Teferi, so we're going to send two things to Teferi here. Just in case he has another Blinkety Eye or a Silhouette or some similar type effect that can get one of these. And then we have to shock to finish it off if he does have one. So for right now, we cannot get this back next turn. Kind of hoping for a mana here. No, because we hit the mana, we actually can buy it back now if we want. I definitely want. Kind of don't want to kill this though, and that's what it takes. Eh, I think it's worth it. We technically could draw a red spell. We did not. Might be hard to buy another one of these back. We do have this beacon boat in the graveyard now, which is kind of fantastic. Uh, Does I have to find a shock now? And they have to deal with our board too, so. There's a shock. Guess they're going to seal away pretty easily here. So I'll just attack with a few. Play around a counter spell too. Oh wow, they don't have a seal away? Well, who expected that? It was kind of an anticlimactic end to that game. I definitely thought we were going to have to sneak this through somehow. So, versus just got control. We know we don't want shocks. I guess we should see what we want first. Excuse me. We know we want strokes. We know we want spell pierces. We may want to dive down. We're going to try these probably. Like if they're in the sideboard, they're probably in for this match. These are the cards that I think are reasonable. Actually, I think these are reasonable too, considering how many Lyras we think they have. So what cards are just bad? Shocks are probably bad. Lava coils are probably bad. Fiery cannonades are probably bad. We certainly don't need 3 beacon boats. We probably only have to find 1, and it can be a card that we filtered. What else is probably bad? Wouldn't mind to rouse Zarek for this match, but that costs like a lot of mana, so maybe that's not worth it overall. Huh. Not exactly sure what to sideboard out. I'm just going to sideboard these out, I think. I think on average they're worst draw to. Hey Murph, what's up, man? Can't keep this. Can keep this. I don't think I'm going to start with that. That was weird. Are they playing Opt? Do not like Opt in Jeskai control decks. I'm gonna play this. It's probably our best card. May not be worth it overall, though. They don't have a counter spell. Maybe they'll try to use a removal spell on it. We'll get a dive down out. You went to your high school's football game playoff? That does not sound like a Murph thing to do. Hey, Juka. Before your offense had touched the field. Wow. That is kind of cool. I can't deny that. Yeah, I'm going to start with this. Then make decisions after that on what we do. I think I'm going to keep both of these. And because we hit a card that can counterspell to Fairy, I'm just going to attack. Then I'm going to chart and draw 2. I'm not going to try to filter or anything. I'm specifically casting the Steam Vents. Not only is it the right card to play here, but it's the one that might bait him into using all of his mana. Nice. I am obsessed with poker. I haven't played in years. It's how I used to pay my bills many years ago. I've forgotten more than I'll ever know, though. I feel like I'm like aggressive and gambly now when I used to be kind of like a pretty tight knit. Ooh. Well, that's good, but let's see. This is pretty close. So like any spell and we can kill it, or we can just use this. Well, I believe we have to kill it. I don't think we have an option. This really sucks. Maybe we can't kill it. Beacon Boat doesn't count itself. So we only have 3 under graveyard right now. The Spell Pierce would be the 4th, but the Beacon Boat doesn't count itself. We can just cast Beacon Boat and flash back Beacon Boat as well. So like we have multiple different ways we can kill it right now. I'm just trying to figure out which one's better for the lone game. We can like double Beacon Boat it, or we can Beacon Boat it with a Spell Pierce. No. And a pay for Firemind. In that case, we get to save the second Beacon Boat to try to kill another Lyra. But I think what Murph's saying is what I'm leaning towards. Thinking about just double Beacon Boating. I'm pretty sure I'm just double Beacon Boating. I'm just trying to talk myself out of it. Well, I want to go ahead and deal with it this turn because I'm afraid of counter spells. Like, I'm not entirely sure that it'll resolve if we try it on a different turn. We have a Firemind's Research to potentially kill it on another turn, though. I was also deciding between discarding the Mountain and the Drake. The Mountain could potentially be better because of the counters we already have on the Firemind. We might get behind a mana wall here. I really just want them to jam to Fairy and get blown out by a Spell Pierce. That's what we call heaven at this point. Spell Pierce your 5 mana play. Smile. Smile for the camera. Yeah. But he might not have a choice. The best of both worlds. I got my land too. I mean, he might not have a choice but to jam it, right? Like, if he doesn't make some moves soon, this Firemine's research is going to bury him, and we've not even got the Drake stuff rolling yet. I clean my glasses off because I am a filthy pig that somehow always gets stuff on my glasses. Oh, wow. Yeah, he just doesn't have anything. That's why this is going so well. Main phase, search for Ascanta. This was something I was telling Ginger the other day in chat. Like, he dismisses the Drake decks because he thinks you have to have the Drakes to win. And I was telling him that, like, the Drake stuff's just a bonus. You can play just a normal, like, blue-red control thing. Like, Carnage Tyrant's one of the only cards that, like, is super threatening, and I feel like we could just play Starve Extinction to beat Carnage Tyrant, but I don't know. That's my go-to for beating Carnage Tyrant at the moment. Like, I really want to start putting Star in these decks. I think we have time. Or you can just outrace it. We have options. It's wonderful. I didn't cast a second Drake here because we know he has a Cleansing Nova and there's no guarantee that this Disdainful Stroke will be enough. And they're done, so I guess it was enough. They just didn't have anything. They could have sideboarded poorly against us. Though I doubt he did. Like, he's a fairly well-known grinder. I doubt he made sideboarding errors. But if you notice, when I sideboard against this deck, I've been going less on the blue spells and more heavy on the red spells when I've been playing a control deck. So I wonder if they did something similar to that, though probably not, considering they didn't use the red spells to kill Electromancer. They just had a very, very bad draw. Probably just a bunch of lands in their hand, or like multiple 5-drops. It took me too long to decide about that beacon boat. Hey, Dung, what's up, man? I saw you in a few days. That beacon boat play should have just been quick and obvious. I'm kind of annoyed at myself for taking like 3 minutes to look at it. I don't even know what I was considering. Like, I know what I was considering. I don't know why in my mind that was close. Like, I should have just been like easy breezy. I think we keep this hand, though we're nowhere near the right amount of mana. So if he's an aggressive deck, we may not get there. I may keep this. I may keep this opt. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping this opt. Ooh. Hey, Shaolin, thank you for the raid, my friend. Long time, man. Hope everything's going well for you. Well, yeah, I mean, we're going into the holidays. There's Black Friday, there's Christmas. Definitely going to be dropping. I don't even... Man, I want to play that game really, really badly. I don't think I want that one. Don't think I want that one either. So we might have to find a lava coil. Now, I didn't see anything too impressive from Grand Prix Lily, but they claimed that there was all sorts of cool stuff at New Jersey, yet we don't get to see that coverage. It's kind of a tilt. Like, who doesn't want to watch that coverage? I was super excited for it. Kind of want to keep this one, just in case he's got some shocks or something, but it might just be overkill. We've not hit a removal spell yet, which kind of sucks. But other than that, we've had an amazingly good hand. We can't even complain. Please no Drake. Please no Drake. Okay. Second Arclight. This could be a close one. We might be on the defense here. Guess I want to put that into the graveyard too. Nice. I think I want to cast this one. So what do we lose to here? We basically lose to another Arclight Phoenix and a burn spell, or a Drake and a maximized velocity. Yeah, I'm not gonna play into those two specific things. Especially if one shock being gone. I feel like a Drake would already be in play if he had it. It was probably a pretty good laptop. I still don't see why you like laptops. Like, laptops are, like, pretty clearly trash. So, we know we want this. We know we want this. I think we want these. I think we want at least 2 of these. We're going to want some number of shocks, but I don't know how many. Sideboarding these matches aren't easy. I think it's reasonable to want to dive down here. Disdainful Stroke and Spell Pierce. I don't think I want either of those cards. Also, don't think I want all 4 shocks. I don't know how to sideboard. The Drakes aren't great. Maybe I should have Fiery Cannonade in case they get a head start on us and get like an Electromancer into a Drake. Electromancer and it staying in play probably is the most important thing. That's a pretty reasonable hand. Not going to shock, I don't think, in this match. Alright, well, plans change. Just going to opt to choose what we get based on his turn 2. Easy bottom. Little Lava Coil's nice. We'd probably use all 4 of those if we drew them this game. Again, I'm preserving my life total, and I don't know that I want to use the opt anyway. Maybe just want to do Radical Idea at the end of his turn. Pretty sure that I'm just putting any card on the bottom right now that's not exactly... sorry, in the graveyard right now. It's not exactly another Lava Coil. Don't have a second one of those. Okay. At least it was just a shock. It could have been worse. I think I'm leaving them on defense. I think I'm fair enough behind now that I need to just hope they don't have double Beacon Boat. If I didn't have to shock to play them, I probably wouldn't have done this. But because I had to shock and play them, I said Beacon Boat, but I meant double Lava Coil. I didn't have to shock to do that. Would have been a lot happier about where we were in the game. Kind of wanting to draw a land here. Can't shock it now because there's just too high of a chance he's going to be able to buy it back, especially if a 3-card already in his graveyard. Do we opt or don't we opt? I think opting's fine. Certainly going to keep that. It's a good chance that they don't have an instant way to kill this. Huh. I'm trying to save the Crackling Drake for a surprise win. Like, make them deal with this Arclight this turn while holding up a shock to preserve our life total. Though, they could be doing the exact same thing. We could just die to their own Crackling Drake, maximize velocity. So maybe I wasn't supposed to attack with Arclight. But we were far enough behind, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to just catch the Drake. There's a real chance that I'm just supposed to cast Drake there. Combo! Haste is a wonderful thing. So who's excited for Fnatic versus Cloud9 tonight? No one? Nobody watches League of Legends? Fair enough. This is a keep. Whether we shock or not depends on what they're playing. We probably shock versus most decks because we have double opt. Yeah, this feels like 100%. Ooh, that could be bad. We got paired versus Jeskai Control round 1, and it felt pretty good there, but they had a horrendous draw, so it's really too early to call. Overall, I've not been super impressed by the card, but that's just me. Oh, whoops. But it was good that game, at least. I don't think I want that right now. I'm just going to try to find our fiery cannonade before it's too late. Which, in theory, it could already be too late. It's certainly too late if it's not in the top 4 cards. It's not you, it's not you. Womp womp. Black mana as well. Interesting. Alright. Well, we're going to keep that. We're not going to keep that. Alright, so we have one more draw step to hit it. We did not hit it. Yeah, I watched all of it. It was a pretty good event. Oh, what is our best chance to win now? We're pretty far behind. I don't know if just casting Beacon Boat into Beacon Boat is going to be enough. So do we have to get lucky and opt into Lava Coil or Shock, or like Discovery into exactly Shock? If we had a second blue mana, maybe we could try to Beacon Boat play, but certainly can't take 9 next turn. I was, but he's playing Warcat Marauder, and that card really aggravates me. I don't understand why anybody would ever want to play it. Oh, turn too slow. We just can't keep it at this point. It's a turn too slow. And then we didn't hit with the shock either. Alright, well that's it. We're dead. They have any creature here, we're dead. Something in my eye, I'll sideboard in just half a second. Well, it's kind of cool to see that good of a player play it, though. Why is something in my eye? So, there's a good chance that I want all of these in this match. Huh. Depending on what type of black-green deck they're playing, we could potentially want Niv Mizzet as well. Certainly want these. I think I want these as well. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I just don't want the beacon boats in general. Am I trying to become too controlling? Night Veil is very good. It's the second best card in the deck. I've played several dozen matches. It's the second best card in the deck after Curious Obsession. I think anybody who doesn't like Night Veil has not played with Night Veil enough. Card's very good. It's like super impressive. But regardless of whether it's good or not, it's certainly better than Marauder. And what other cards are they that fight for that slot? Surge Mare's fine. I've tried a couple on the sideboard. I don't really want them in the main deck. Kind of want this. Has to be wrong. Really don't know how to sideboard here. Cutting a beacon boat. How is Night Veil terrible? It gives you such good selection. If you ever put a Curious Obsession on it, it's insane. How is that bad? It's literally a 1/2 flyer that gives you card selection every turn. This hand's clearly not good, but it is good enough. We get better if we draw some spells. It's a 21 land deck, so I would imagine we're going to draw spells. She said the Land of Worlds were really, really bad in her deck. Spoiler, something I've said on stream about 12.5 times. Womp womp. I guess I could have attacked first. Yeah, but you don't have to attack for those things. You can just beat those things. Guess I'm gonna kill this too. Our hand's really not developing here. Guess I'm gonna play it. Yeah, but like he's also playing probably exclusionary mage, right? Or you just cast the Tempest Gen and trade it, and that's fine. I'd probably block here if given the opportunity, though I assume he'll have a removal. I don't think exclusionary mages are very good either, but it's another card that I think is better than Warcry. I don't want that. I literally just threw one of those away. I certainly don't want another. Guess I'll put it on top. I'm going to put this one on top too. Give us more to do next turn. Like, there is literally almost no chance that this isn't getting contempted. Or necrotic wounded. I mean, it's the same principle. I think I'm just going to kill this and cast this. Now they have to have an answer for the Crackling Drake, which isn't that hard, but if they do... Not sure. Oh, it's going to get the Harpooner back, sure. And then he's going to gain a bunch here. This is a little frustrating. So this thing's getting ready to get swole. Which is actually a real problem. And they're going to draw like 1,000,000 cards. Because we're going to have to Fiery Cannonade now. Ooh, that's a good one too. I went from feeling like we couldn't lose this game to feeling like super far behind in a matter of like half a turn. Guess I can still just cast this and hope that they miss one turn. This thing's just a 12. They brick one turn, we should be fine. Like, there's a good chance we're attacking for 17 next turn. What? Look at that draw. Exactly 4 creatures left, too. Alright, well, I don't think I can win now with any draw. I think I'm just dead now. We only had to dodge one draw step. So this has trample, and it's going to be big, so I guess I have to get lucky now. Need like a shock or something? It gives me 2 cards and puts our thing in the graveyard. We didn't get there. Nothing else I can draw either, is there? Because if I kill this, this gets bigger, right? And we're still dead because of the 2-2 trample. We're one draw step away from winning that, I believe. Even with that horrible of a hand. The third necrotic wound really drove it home. Oh, just had to dodge removal one turn. We're probably a favorite there. I don't like. Maybe I didn't play the game well. Maybe I should have just got stuff off the board the turn before. And just kept clearing the board. But I thought the odds of him hitting a removal was, like, obviously pretty low. Like, there's very little chance that it was even 15%. And we might not have won playing the other way. Especially since they were going to draw extra cards off the Midnight Bargain. Or Midnight Hunter, or whatever it is. It also could have been a mulligan. Could have definitely been my fault. With them casting the card Pelt Collector in anything other than Elves seems sketchy, and Elves isn't a particularly good deck. Like, the Pelt Collector is not a particularly great card. It's good in certain decks, though, but like I just don't think those decks are... The decks that are good in, I don't think are good overall, but we play a lot of decks that aren't good on this stream, so I'm not going to complain when somebody else does the same. I mean, it's just part of Magic. And I'm going to keep this hand. I think we have enough things that we can keep a hand like this. This is a play mistake because there's very little chance that I'm ever casting this opt. So that was a pretty big play mistake. Kinda want to kill that. I'm just gonna cast opt. I'm glad we didn't kill it. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to get something pretty specific. And something pretty specific may not even be good enough if they have a Rekindling Phoenix or a Shalala or a Lyra. They did. Want want. We are wrecked. Had a good draw. It just wasn't good enough. Alright, we're dead. They didn't have to try very hard. We basically have nothing going on right now. And are forced to draw our Fiery Conclave to even get another turn. And I don't know if it's enough. They could have a lot of draws and it's not even enough. Any spell? Oh, that is a spell. Guess we don't ever want that. So we're getting back 2 blockers again this turn. Don't think I can attack yet. We know they have 4 more spells in their hand because they've missed about 1,000,000 lands. Can I just do this? If they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. I don't really care a lot about the Electromancers. Trying to clear as much off the board as possible. We have to get pretty lucky next turn and be able to buy back both Darklights anyway. Hey man, what's up? Huh. Cast a really big thing and then keep the Drake around, I guess? Double removal spell, we're still not dead. Keep our spell. Again, they're going to have some kind of answer for this Crackling Drake. It's just not possible that they don't. What was this one ofs? Not super familiar. The Fiery Conclave doesn't make a lot of sense to me as a one of. And I would probably prefer it just to be a second Beacon Bolt. But other than that, I like the maximum velocity a pretty good amount. So we just win. So that is 16 in the air. How we won this game, I do not know. That was a timely one-of Beacon Boat. Yeah, I think that red-white deck's still pretty good. Like, I think it's pretty good versus the Arclight decks, and I think it's pretty good versus the Golgari decks. I think it's super weak to control decks, though. I think a lot of people are playing Tormented Voice, and I think Tormented Voice is probably a pretty good as a 1 or 2 of. The Fiery Cannonade as a 1 of is the only thing that strikes me as really odd. Hey, God, Geo, a celebrity's in chat. As I immediately look to see if other people have hosted me. No, just good man Shaolin with the big host. How the hell do I have this many people around then? You mention you're playing Owen's deck and everybody shows up. They're like, Owen! Because he's a lot better than me. Him, Huey, and Reed are all 7-1 at the Grand Prix. I wonder what they're playing. Wonder if they're playing this deck. Anyway, Owen's sideboard guide has taken out the 4 Drakes here. Or sorry, the 4 Shocks here and bringing in the 2 Cannonades and 2 Beacon Boats. On a personal level, I felt Niv Mizzet was insane in this match, but like maybe it's not good enough because of the Lightning Strikes. Or not Lightning Strike, Justice Strike. Maybe that's what it's called. But since we are playing Owen's list, I am just going to play Owen's list, I think. Except I'm going to bring in these extra lava coils because we saw that he was on Rekindling Phoenix and not Shalai. I really think these Niv Mizzets are good, but I don't know what I would take out for them, and I trust Owen. Yes, I trust Owen even though I didn't do exactly what he said. I think Boros is really good, though. Like, Boros, I mentioned that there was 3 decks that I would have played in a Grand Prix this weekend. I would have either played an Arclight deck. This is good enough to keep. I would have played Mono Blue Obsession, or I would have played Boros. There's not another deck I would have even considered for this particular weekend. I would have probably leaned towards the Steam Vent deck, though, which might have made me audible to, like, Jeskai or something. But I think Steam Vent decks are kind of overpowered at the moment. But I do think these Boros decks are pretty good. I actually think Adonto's just incredible currently. I'm a big, big fan of Adonto in this format. I think I'm actually going to keep that. I think Mono Blue's very good as well. I've come around a little bit. I've changed my list some. I have a split between Spell Pierce and Dive Down in the main deck now. When I used to like throw big fits at people who put Dive Down in the deck. But now I have a split of them. I think I'm just gonna play this. I don't know why I played it main phase though. Yeah, playing that main phase was horrendous. Yeah, playing that main phase was really, really, really bad. I think I got to chatting and like turned off my brain and have basically thrown this game away. Not that I'm saying I was a favorite to win this game or anything, but I think I've taken a game that could have gone either way and dug myself a giant hole by poor play, not by drawing like the wrong cards or whatever. I'm not going to be able to buy back the Arclight anytime soon if I do something like this. I don't actually think that's good enough. Casting this, it probably just dies, so. There's more beacon boats. I certainly don't need more. Yes, I could have put the Arclight in the graveyard there. But I kind of wanted the beacon boat there. I wanted the 5th. I just wanted the 5th instant or sorcery spell in case I had to kill a Lyra this turn. Yeah, this deck's not easy to play, and I'm slightly distracted, so it's not a good sign for me. My mono blue list is just way too outdated, Jay. It's not even worth talking about. It's so outdated. So what do we need? We need to draw like a lava coil now. That's not a lava coil. That's also not a lava coil. I guess we're just playing this then. And very likely just dead. The odds of him having an answer for that card are extremely high. I liked my mono blue deck though. About the only thing I would do in the main deck is split the well, this isn't good. I would split the I'm just dead, ain't I? Split the dive downs and the spell pierces probably. I have no way to block this now. So it's just going to kill me next turn no matter what. Maybe we can draw. No, we have no out. Alright. I kind of think this game was winnable had I not played it poorly. Definitely want these now. Mostly because we saw that he's playing the Remorseful Cleric, so I'm not going to be too reliant on these. So I'm sideboarding those out. This card's probably just worse. Yeah, I definitely think I played this game poorly. Now, I can't blame anybody. I just wasn't concentrating and made a couple silly plays in a row. I don't think it was the deck, though. Like, I do think that game was winnable with better play. I don't know if this is a keep. Like, these Electromancers, this isn't really a match that they're good versus. Especially because, like, History of Benalia makes us cast 3 Cannonades. Makes us cast our Cannonades. It is the best card in our deck overall, though. I feel like this was one of the worst cards in our deck in this match, but I don't think we can mulligan it. It's probably good enough. Actually, I think it was kind of close. It's a lot better now. This card's pretty good. I wonder if we should be splashing Drowned Catacomb for the back end of this still. We put that in the graveyard primarily because we don't have another red source. I'd probably keep it in this game state if we did have a red source. It's a good chance they just have turn 3 history though and turn these bad boys off. We have so many of them though that we can start attacking through history, and that's kind of nice. It's kind of cool that Justice Strike doesn't kill this thing at the moment as well. That one was a pretty simple one. That turn was not hard to figure out. Sometimes you just cast your 4 mana, 3 power flying haster. Which side of the deck? I kinda want to attack and try to kill this thing. But that might be going too far. Oh, wow. Thank you, Ken, for the 300 biddies. That was not something I was expecting tonight. So the Crackling Drake doesn't actually net us a card right now. Is it ever wrong just to attack with everything? That could have been wrong. Really kicking myself for not keeping the earlier beacon boat. Wonder what's the chances I was supposed to just cast the Crackling Drake? Right, we need some spell things. That's a spell thing, but that's not our land. That's unfortunate. Is it bad that I just want to cast this anyway? Even though we don't get to draw a card if I do? Wonder if I should have just attacked last turn and then lava coiled that. I don't love where we are in this game. Wouldn't have minded another red mana so we could have cast this, but I think I punted game one. I don't know if I've made all the correct lines this game, but I don't know if making the correct lines this game changed really where we're at. Maybe we would have had a few more life points, or maybe he would have had a few less life points, but I don't think it would have. It doesn't appear that it would have affected the outcome. Again, he still has just like 5 spells in hand, and we have like 2 kind of useless spells in our hand. Maybe I should have sideboarded all these out. Like, I called this card bad, and it's not appeared to be good at all. I had a turn to cast, or I didn't even have a. I would have had a turn to cast it early though if we had a second red, and then I guess it would have excelled in that spot. Right, red rover, red mana. That's not a red mana. This one technically blocks a little bit better, so we're going to cast it. Though in complete honesty, there's a good chance I'm going to double block this turn and get completely blown out. Can't be too upset that the Niv Mizzet's not being cast, though. I mean, we are a 21 land deck that didn't really draw any of our filtering, so it makes sense that we wouldn't be casting our 6 drops. And if we do, it's probably going to die to like 1 removal spell. Unless we can get the removal spell out of his hand, hence why I'm probably going to double block. Snare Fopter, bro. I actually don't know what that means. That's a good one. He's tapped out. I would definitely double block now. Put no value into my Phoenix or my Drake. So that makes that real easy. I'd also trade an Electromancer for 1 Knight, but I don't think he'll give us that option. Uh-oh. Well. Boom. Okay. You just cast another Drake here? Casting another Drake doesn't win, does it? Discarding it also doesn't win. Does this do anything? Probably not. I just don't think we're going to win now. Well, that's unfortunate. That's even worse for us. Now we have to survive combat and kill that. He's able to give it first strike. This isn't good. We are super dead. No outs. We are on 0%. Okay, we're not on 0%, but pretty damn dead. Could be on 0%. I guess I've technically not done the math. He's just going to first strike this. Hey, Loco Dope, what's up, man? I can't think of anything we could draw to keep us in this game, but... Wee. Suck it. Alright, 2 and 2. There's a good chance that I just punted both the last 2 rounds. And there's 73 people watching. Watching me play like trash. Can we survive and acquire the pity chest? It's a pretty good hand. Excuse me. Pity chest bound. Opponent mulligans. They keep and they top. I don't think I would shock anything other than like a Llanowar Elf. Well, I guess I would shock that too. Drawing to op's really nice. But if they have main deck trackers, that means they're going to have main deck scavenging grounds, or Death Gorge scavengers too. So casting the Phoenix there, as opposed to casting a Discovery there, was probably really wrong. I don't think you ever choose to play this card and not play the other one. I guess both go to the graveyard. Technically buy a Phoenix back next turn. Eh. So they have a contempt. Ugh. So we need to hit a second thing. Wait, why is it not letting me tap my stuff? Did I get DC'd or something? Must have been lagging. It was weird. Scars is the best card in my deck. Is it something I want in this spot though? I just can't imagine how it ever goes wrong if I keep it. I'm gonna keep that too. Not gonna leave it for defense because we know they have the 4th mana and a contempt already. Not dropping any frames, so maybe it's just Moto. Loco Dope advertising for me. Oh wow, wait. Didn't they draw a land last turn? Could have swore they had another land. Hit one off the Jade Light Ranger. Like, I'm confident of it. Guess I need to put that in my hand so that we can get this Phoenix back this turn. Oh, I messed up. I should have opted first because if we end up with a blue source, we could have cast a Radical Idea instead. Well, we didn't end up with a blue source, so play mistake doesn't matter. It was still a play mistake. Don't think it'll be on that soon, man. Alright, we survived my play mistake. Have a Radical Idea in our graveyard, a Radical Idea in our hand, an extra land. They only have 4 mana, so even if they have a Contempt, or even if they have a Vivian, we're going to be in pretty reasonable shape. Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention, I guess, and that land must have been from the Branch Walker, and then they double kept a Contempt. Well, they couldn't have double kept the Contempt, because their thing would have had 4 counters instead of 2. Yeah, I'm just confused then. But hold on to the shock and the land. Another Radical Idea in our graveyard. We technically could have like spun the shock into a card, but Odura saved the shock and then be at a virtual 4 when we have 3 creatures in play. And then just Radical Idea this land away next turn. Niv Mizzet's not in the deck right now, so our land count shouldn't matter. Like 5 should be enough, especially if Electromancer's in play. If he has a land finality, that would suck, but like he would have to have that. And he would have to draw the land, because we know he didn't have the land 2 turns ago. Or he wouldn't have played the Folly, which means he drew the Forest the turn he played the Forest, which means he would have had to have drawn another land this turn. Either that or he didn't actually realize how explosive we were. I'm not sure which. Woodland Cemetery. Well, because we have the beacon boat, that should be game. I don't know why I'm doing this stuff. I should have just cast a beacon boat and went on about our life. Big's our beacon boat? 12. Guess I should have killed him with the shock and not the maximized velocity. Because now I've showed him this card when there was a chance that it could have slipped his mind or whatever. So that was kind of poor by me. I think it's like pretty common sense now that people are playing that, but I don't know. Like it still feels like I made a mistake there. Anyway, versus Golgari. I like to bring in things to save my drakes. I like to bring in beacon boats. I don't really bring in too much more. These can close a game, but like they're not very consistent. They have millions of ways to kill them. And in general, I just remove these things. Kind of stick with the same general game plan. The fact that he had Deadeye trackers in the main deck may change this, but we'll wait until game 3 before we make that decision. Yeah, Phoenix is definitely a very, very fun card. It's probably my third favorite card in the set. Well, this isn't my list. This is Owen Turnwald's list. So you'll have to take that up with Owen. We're playing his 75 from his article this week on Star City. We'll go ahead and mulligan. We'll go ahead and keep. I generally only play other people's lists. I don't really do too much brewing. But it's his list. It's his exact 75 from his article. Like, I had no part in building it. That card's hard to beat. Maybe we need Lava Coil back in our deck then. Go ahead and shock here, because if he doesn't have a Jade Light Ranger, I want to be able to use my Radical Idea. But if he does have a Jade Light Ranger, I want to shock it. Murmuring Mystic seems really good. We can beat it sometimes. We have 3 beacon boats. Like, we're not 100% dead to it. Certainly not in good shape to beat it. I saw some of the Japanese lists that were running at main deck. They all seem super interesting to me. We can also get big enough that a Crackling Drake can technically block it in some situations, but we can just double shock it. I think it's a strong enough card to warrant a double shock. But no, the card's very hard to beat. I'm not denying it's like very good versus us. I'm just saying it's not a 100% game. Like it's clearly a powerful, impactful card in the match. It's a good enough card that I was willing to 2-for-1 myself, so. Probably just going to cast a Crackling Drake next turn. He didn't want to find Broker, so he has some kind of other plan. Could just be Golgari. The Golgari bro. Oh, it's just another Fine Broker. I'm definitely casting the Crackling Drake now then. gotta say I'm definitely doing something and then draw a card that makes me consider other things. I'm still just gonna cast it. Takes the majority of his mana to kill it. With just a small amount of luck, we can get this Drake online next turn. Rip. I don't like duress versus our deck at all. Like, all of our cards do roughly the same thing. I don't think pulling one out of the hand on random does too much. Like, for example, right now, it doesn't seem like it does anything. They still have to be able to answer to Drake. Our most powerful card's Electromancer. They made my Drake big enough to actually kill a Fiend Broker. Though I assume Drake's dying to something. Oh, Drake's not dying to anything, so they can't even attack. Wow. Well, let's start with this. See if we get lucky. We did not get lucky. That could have just been Rome, too. They didn't have a removal spell last turn. Kind of want to leave this back, but I don't know if I can. I'll leave the Drake back instead. The Drake might accidentally kill something. Also messed up. I should have put both of those maximized velocities on the Golgari Electromancer. Or I should have just not worried about the Drake, maybe. Phyrexian Scriptures. So it's going to, like, save one of their thing? It feels like it's going to do more damage to them than us. They didn't keep the Seeker Squire either. I'm pretty sure I would keep that with this in play, but... Alright, looks like we're not attacking. I think for the most part they do. Hey, Giraffe. There's no reason for them not to. The odds of them getting paired versus somebody who's read their article or caring about their article is very little. I think if it's like for a Pro Tour or something, maybe they hide it, but I don't think they care too much about a Grand Prix. That could just be wrong, too. Another Jade Light Ranger, another Wild Growth Walker. This game's going horribly. They kept that Wild Growth... Oh, no, they didn't. A 5/7? Yeah, I guess I need to kill it. That removal spell, they've already played it. This does open them up to start attacking with everything, though. But we're never beating this card if we don't get it off the table. The 8th land's not where we want to be. Don't know if we have outs from here. I think we're just dead now. Second duress that it feels like it did practically nothing. Huh. Kinda wanna bring these in. He's not showed us a Planeswalker in 2 games. That game was kind of short, but... Actually, I think I do want this. It's not showed us a Land War Elf either. Just want all 4 lava coils in. I'm mainly bringing into shocks because of Land War Elf. Million 2-drops go. Just 22 drops. We had 21 drops in yesterday's list. I think this hand's pretty easy keep. We can ditch one of the Niv Mizzets to the Radical Idea, so having 2 of them's not the end of the world. It could not be optimized, but I don't think that they're like trying to hide things. He just may not have put a lot of work into the deck. I think I like this version a little bit more, though I don't think Crackling Drake's a very good card. I feel like Crackling Drake would just be better as their Killing Phoenix, but a lot of people tell me I'm just wrong. I don't care if he takes an arbitrary removal spell, so I would rather just Radical Idea here. I'm not going to hit anything with the Radical Idea that matters. Like if I hit a Discovery and he took the Discovery, it's basically the same thing. I think I like this style better, maybe not this 75. It's a Wildgrowth Walker that we currently can't kill. And then that's a Duress. Still don't love these Duresses. I'm gonna get rid of one of these Niv Mizzets now. There's a good chance that our Drake's gonna die. Three others. So there's no way to get it going this turn. If they kill this, the Wildgrowth Walker won't be getting bigger, so that gives us another chance to redraw and kill it with the Electromancer on the following turn. We could have Beacon Boated discarding the Radical Idea and got rid of the Wildgrowth Walker, but... Yeah, we could have killed the Walker. Like, this does 3 damage, but... Like, I would rather just get this in play, and I don't think they're going to pump this thing's toughness and kill this. I think they have to choose one or the other. And if this thing gets bigger, we have the Radical Idea Beacon Boat to deal 4 to it next turn. I think this kind of like ropes them into killing this, and puts us in the same spot we were in, while getting a good card out of their hand and making our Niv Mizzet a little bit better. Kind of want all of these lands. I guess I can discard whatever I draw with this. Maybe we just hit a lava coil and won't have to use the beacon boat. We didn't. I don't want to shock myself, so. They'll probably have a clean answer for this. So duress. Are they going to keep a duress? I don't think so. Gogari, fine broker. Alright, well, I guess we find out soon. He's not showed us any answers to this, any game except for Vraska's Contempt and Phyrexian Scriptures yet. So if it's a Contempt, we get to draw a card. They've been missing land drops too, so they might not have a... Oh, okay. That's the first Ravenous Chupacabra he showed us in 3 games. Could just be dead now. Yep, it's looking bad. Guess I'm going to save that for a later turn. A lot of people sideboard out Chups in this match because they don't expect Niv Mizzet and it's bad versus every other card in your deck. Like, it's not even good versus Crackling Drakes. So I thought it was worth the gambit. Alright, time to stop drawing lands, deck. That's not stopping drawing lands. We've drawn a lot more cards than our opponent, but like, we've also doubled the amount of lands they've drawn, so we're not really getting to do anything with these cards. And that's going to be game. The 11th land's too many. We don't really even have an out now. I think I like how I played the game. Maybe I shouldn't have cast Niv Mizzet the turn I did. Wasn't under any real pressure, but the odds of us hitting more lands didn't seem particularly high. Guess we could draw a beacon boat and still be in the game. It's not a beacon boat. Beacon boat and lava coil? Alright, another lava coil. Oh well. And no pity chest for us. That's disappointing. Hey, dude who followed 4 minutes ago, I cannot pronounce your name. And word Insta, thank you for following too. I probably pronounced your name wrong. We lost the 2 black-green decks today, and that's supposed to be our best match. Like, neither of the matches seemed particularly close. I'm not sure if I played them wrong, or we drew poorly, or they drew well, or what happened. Kind of disappointing. But anyway, I'm going to go make some dinner before Worlds. Worlds League of Legends starts in 35 minutes, so I'm going to hop off here. I want to thank you guys for the 3 new follows, Shaolin for the big host, and Ken for the biddies. For anybody who cares, I stream every single day. This was day 477 in a row, and almost all of our streams go up on YouTube, which there's a link below the stream, or you can type !YouTube if you want. But other than that, we're going to see if there's anybody to host. What do you know? There's nobody on that's playing Magic that I follow anyway. So, probably a good reason why people are watching me today. Don't normally get anybody that watches me, so. Niv Mizzet and Sylvian Paradoxal. That sounds like EDH stuff. I'm not hosting that. Don't have anything against EDH. I just want to find a standard player that's actually playing Magic Online. Apparently there's not a standard player that's playing Magic Online. That's impressive. Is there really not a standard player that's playing Magic Online? No. I was your Huckleberry, and now I'm leaving. My friend Al isn't even online, so we can't go harass him. Alright. Fine. We're gonna host a an arena streamer. Alright, here we go. This person's thing says competitive play. We will host competitive play guy. And see how it goes. Anyway, as always, thank you guys so much for stopping by, for all the follows and all of that. Take care, everybody.